Hey you guys, so I wanted to make this video because when I was doing my stream last time, on my previous stream, someone pointed out that I shouldn't grab things that's in front of a donation bin. Now, here's my stance on it. My stance is that I don't grab anything that's at a Goodwill or for a charity, but for those donation bins that are for profit, I see it as like I don't go into the bin, but I see it as a free for all, especially if the bags are in front of the bin. So the thing about that I see in New York, specifically around where we live, is I've told you guys that the community is very strong about free boxes. There's a lot of charity going on, and there are bins that look. You guys will see it in the stream. There are bins like it kind of looks like the USPS drop boxes where you pull out the handle and then you drop off your clothes. There are bins that people can drop off their clothing or stuff. It's just primarily just clothing and shoes that people these places want. And people think that, oh, they're helping out a charity. But if you read the fine print, it's not a charity. It's actually a for-profit company. So for some of these bins, like I've seen people and they don't, instead of like dropping the stuff inside, they'll put the bags in front of the bin, even though the box, they're still, it can still open and close because they don't want the stuff going into a for-profit charity. So the diffuser that I picked up, and I showed you guys in my previous stream, that was actually on the lip of the bin, and that wasn't put inside. And the bin was able to be opened and closed, but the reason why they put it outside is because they thought like, well, if someone wants to take it, they can take it. It's better to. My whole thinking is that if you want to donate, it's best to donate within your community versus donating it to an organization. And if there's like too much stuff, right? This kind of stuff just goes off to the landfill or it just goes off to for-profit charity. So there are dumpster divers out there that go around Manhattan area and they hit up like thrift stores. So for instance, I believe one of them is like Housing Works. That's a pretty big like a charity shop of sorts. But what they do is that for the overflow of stuff, or the stuff that they don't want to sell, or the stuff that they can't sell because space is limited in those stores, they'll just throw it into the dumpster. They'll take it out, they'll put it on the sidewalk, and just have trash pickup pick it up. So some divers have confronted these stores and said, hey, if people are making these donations to you for free, why don't you just do a free box or a free table and then just tell people they can take it out freely rather than just throw it out in the trash? These stores, these nonprofits don't change their policy. It's easier. I don't know what it is, but they just rather dump than just give it out freely in the community. And that's one of the reasons why you don't see me donate really much to charity. I will always prefer to donate it via community free box, via local free groups online, and that way I can ensure like the item is not going straight into the landfill. Again, if you donate your items to a charity, it's not like they have a shortage of clothing. In fact, some of these places, they have so much clothing that they just ship it out overseas, or they say like, yeah, we can't use this kind of thing, and just toss it, just toss it. I think it's better to help out the community directly rather than just have a just donate it to an organization. That's just my opinion though. And I wanted to show you guys this because in case you are not familiar with the donation bins, this is how it looks like, and this goes into a little bit more detail. And the link is in the description below if you do want to watch it.
Some people don't know where the stuff goes. They don't understand.
Donation destination. Now you see these everywhere, clothing and shoe donation bins. In fact, they're popping up in all shapes, sizes, and colors. But what happens after you drop your old stuff into one of those bins? Where does it go? Who benefits from your donation?
See, so let me pause this for a second. So in New York, there's a number of people who don't want to donate to these bins, right? But they got to get rid of clothes. What you'll see is people put a bunch of stuff into these in the front because they rather have the community directly take it rather than have it directly go into one of these bins immediately.
27 First News This Morning anchor Dan Martin investigates.
I took a drive down 224, and in the 6 miles or so between the Canfield Giant Eagle and South Avenue, I came across bins from 5 different charities or companies. And when you check the addresses posted on the bins, none of them are even in the city of Youngstown or even really the surrounding area. Now, most are regional. They have donation centers or distribution warehouses in Northeast Ohio, in the Cleveland area, Ashland. But even still, where does your stuff end up once it gets there? Perhaps the most recognizable are these yellow Planet Aid bins.
I have never seen the Planet Aid bins, but I have seen other bins.
On the bins on 224, it says your donations go to a regional office about an hour away in Solon. From there, clothes are bundled and sold on the used textile commodity market to generate money for Planet Aid's missions around the world.
Some of the countries we support with aid, people, they live on less than $2 a day.
The nonprofit keeps some stuff in the U.S., but most of it is sold or sent overseas to developing countries. Leaders say the recycling helps the environment, and the collection and distribution process puts people here to work.
We spend around 83 to 85% on our mission, and the rest goes to fundraising and overhead and the like.
But not all donation bins and companies are created equal, so you have to look closely.
Some put a fine print and say for profit, and nobody cares to read through those things.
There are 5 Salvation Army family
See,
stores
look at
around
this.
the valley.
And nobody cares.
So H&M Recycling, a for-profit company trying to make a difference. So the bins that I hit up, the bins that I go to, those are all for-profit companies. And in my opinion, if you put it on the sidewalk, then it's fair game.
To read through those things.
There are 5 Salvation Army family stores around the valley selling donated clothes and other things. The captain says all the proceeds from those stores supports a 60-bed men's drug rehabilitation center in Akron.
Saving lives day by day.
Lives like Terry Madigan, who went through the rehab program and now supervises all 5 family stores.
And now I want to give back, and I'm trying to help out the next person that has a problem.
We know the need is there, but with a different bin or cause around almost every corner, are Valley churches or charities hurting for hand-me-downs? I ran into Lauren Hanlon and her dog Stella, checking on the donation shed behind New Covenant Worship Center on Canfield Road.
There might be too many of them, but our shed gets full. You know, like by this time next week, it'll be probably halfway full. So there are a lot of donations.
Now, the point of this investigation wasn't to pick or promote one charity over another. We were simply looking for some answers to questions you might have when thinking about where you want to donate this holiday season. I guess the best advice, as always, is just to do your own research. Make sure you find that company or cause that's going to sell or ship your stuff the way you want it to be handled. And if you do and you donate, you might just make your holidays even happier. In the newsroom, Dan Martin, WKBN 27.
Okay, so that is the whole thing over here. But you can see that some people, they say they never want their donated clothes to be for sale or for profit, or that defeats the whole purpose of donating. For me, my stance is that I rather have, like I said, I rather have everything that I donate to be within the community, ideally. I think helping local community is the best. So that's what I choose to do. But when I'm in Hawaii, of course, you know, we don't have free boxes. So for when I'm in Hawaii, typically I'll donate my stuff via Goodwill. Because I kind of think like, okay, I'll just donate to Goodwill. When I go shopping, then I'll shop at Goodwill for thrift store stuff. And yeah, so that's what I believe in. But it's sad to see all of these like for-profit companies kind of around, and that's just my take on it. I think that it's some people, they see this donation bin and they think that these companies are all nonprofits posting these things up. They're not. There's a number of for-profit companies that take this stuff, they try to resell it, and I see it online, and they'll say stuff like, you know, I have a bundle of clothing and I want to sell it for about $60, and it's all different sizes, and this is in New York. So when I see that kind of stuff, I think, man, you know, these people donate their clothes and then the company packs it together and then they try to sell it to another person in New York. Yeah. Again, you know, if you donate your items for profit, expect that kind of stuff to happen. And I think it can be pretty damn lucrative. So if anybody has like a business idea that they want to capitalize on donations, then yeah, they should start probably a donation bin and just put something, just put like some image of people holding hands or something like that, and just put like a little fine text like this is a for-profit um, this is a for-profit company, and then you'll see a lot of people will probably not read it, and then they'll just think like, oh, they were probably helping some children out or helping some people in third world countries. But yeah, so that's why I have a certain stances about this kind of stuff. It's not just it's me seeing things, me talking to people, me seeing what goes on in New York, and yeah. So that's why I do my free boxes. That's all I wanted to say. And yeah, just read all this stuff over here. See. So I know some people, I don't know them personally, but I heard some people they actually dive into these boxes. I don't know how the hell they dive into it. So when I saw this box, so typically you'll see bags in front of these boxes over the weekend because people do not want to donate into this kind of stuff. So this is a tax exempt charity. Of course, do your research. See what the donation amount is. If you're comfortable with that, go right ahead. But the boxes that I see around, they're for-profit companies, and they say it, and it's like on the top. But yeah, a lot of people, some people read it, and then some people say like they don't want to support it, and that's why they put their bags in front. And I say that as a person who bumped into one of those people putting their stuff out. And then other people, they just say like they don't really care because they want their stuff out of their house. So they don't care if it goes to charity. They don't care if it goes to a for-profit. They just want it gone, and they just don't want it in the landfill. Yeah. So I will talk to you guys later. Let's see over here. Yeah, old clothing is a big business. Yeah. So please do not think that if you see one of these bins, it's altruistic, you're helping the world. No, I don't. I think some of these are really just business ventures. And again, if I wanted a cash grab company, that's a way to kind of do it. You hire a bunch of people, pack up the clothing, sort it through. Some of the clothing, some people will donate things like Nikes. Other people will donate like higher end clothes. I remember, if you guys remember that one stream that I did where I was wearing this beautiful floral dress, the woman who was putting her stuff in front of these for-profit bins, she told me, she said, "Oh yeah, you can look through it, but I just want to like give you a heads up, like it's just like the clothes are crap inside of it." And I was so shocked because like some of the clothes I saw in there were so beautiful. I was like, wow, she thought this was crap? Like how the hell does she think this is crap? Yeah, like one of the dresses I picked up was like $100 dress, and then the other one I picked up I think was like about $80 or so. And yeah, it just blows my mind. So I have so much clothes, you guys. Like I'm not like I could hit up, in front of those bins, because every week, people put things in front. I see things like organizers in front. I see fans out in front. I saw this owl decoration or owl thing in front too. It just turns into like a free box sort of site. So I don't know when some of these places pick up, right? But people will use the visibility and put all this stuff out in front, and then it serves as like a giant free box location. And I say this because I see people there. I see people drop off stuff there. And I also talk to people who, work across the street, and then they tell me like, yeah, a lot of people just like swing by and they just look through the bags and they take what they want and then they just go. So it's a commonplace thing to see. So but yeah, I have so much clothes, you guys. I have so much clothes. I actually have to sort through my clothes and then figure out which ones I want to get rid of. But so much things I actually really love. Yeah. So anyway, influencer is up, and I'm not talking about Oreo.